everybody, it's Mary, and I'm in my bunny barn again. One thing that rabbit breeders don't talk a lot about is what goes on really inside their barn. The dirty stuff in the barn. And I'm not talking about just rabbit poop. Guys, when you raise animals, you deal with flies and gnats. It's just part of it. Unless you have your rabbits inside in a closed area with screens on the windows and doors, you're going to have flies, plain and simple. And as rabbit owners and breeders, you try your best to find ways to stop those. Well, folks, in our barn, we have fly tapes hanging everywhere. We have them hanging from the ceiling. This one was actually hanging underneath a rabbit cage. Okay? Not only are they aggravating, they can be very harmful to your rabbits. So today, I am going to try to step things up a notch. We changed these out a lot, and we don't have nearly as many flies flying around as what this tape looks like we do. But still, we want to keep it that way. But we're going to kick it up a notch today. I have an old barrel that my father-in-law brought home from work years ago. I'm talking probably 20 years ago. Okay? And I have some fly tape. Folks, this is one of those really big pieces of fly tape like you get at Rural King. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this around here. I'm going to pull off about what I think it's going to take to wrap around it. Let's see. A little bit more. Now folks, it has pictures of flies on there. That's not flies, that's already on this, so don't tell me I'm trying to reuse used tape, because it wouldn't work. Got my little handy dandy pocket knife. I'm going to cut this. We have the most problems with flies whenever we empty pans, because if there are flies or gnats in the pans, that just stirs them up and gets them going really good. I'm going to tear off a few pieces of this electrical tape, which in all honesty, this doesn't feel sticky anymore. So I'll put this back and let my husband have it, and I'll get out the duct tape. So hold that thought. Cut a piece of duct tape off, and I'm going to cut it down into some smaller pieces. Folks, always be careful when you're using this type of blade, because you can cut yourself very easily if you're not paying attention to what you're doing. Okay. Hopefully this will be enough to get done what I want to get done. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, wrap it around. Guys, I caught myself. It's okay. I'll use my arm to hold that side and then just do it that way. Guys, we learn on the go here. So lesson number 1. Duct tape holds better than the electrical tape when the electrical tape's been sitting outside. And always cut your tape before you start, and have a second set of hands. That works better than what I'm doing. after I got myself unstuck, guys. I cut another piece of this, and I'm just going to kind of overlap it right here on that. It will stick to itself. Okay, stick that down there. Make sure these are kind of stuck together, and they are. But folks, in all honesty, it's better to do this if you have a helping hand when you first start, and cut about half of this and tape it, and then cut the other half, because as you see, I made a mess and I lost a good amount of this tape, and this is not cheap. So, anyways, I'll pull that down there on that. This should be enough to see if it's going to work. I don't know if I can manage to salvage any of this. Hey, I can't. Will it be perfect? No. Look here. Seriously, just since we've been sitting here, that fly got on there. Huh. Good. So maybe, just maybe, this will work. I think I should be able to catch quite a bit more than just with those little ones. And we'll put this around the most problematic cages. And folks, if you raise rabbits, the most problematic cages are your baby cages, okay? Because it's got the most poop in it, it's got the most pee in it, and those babies dig out the pellets, and the flies love whenever those pellets get wet. They swarm it, so do the gnats. So I'm just trying to give you a tip as to something to, look here, here's another one, to help catch flies and keep these nasty things out of your barn. Don't matter if you have rabbits, cows, chickens, whatever you have. If you have outside animals, you're going to have flies. It's just a fact of life. But I'm going to put this tape on here to make sure that it doesn't blow off, because we have fans blowing. And folks, I will show you this a little bit later on, and that way you can get an idea of how many flies that this is going to catch. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the updated video.